Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Arlecchino channel. I am Arlecchino King of Cards, and this is another video about the Amazement deck that I posted earlier this week. Now, if you haven't watched that profile, go and check it out. It's a really interesting deck, pure variant, but I'll leave that to you to check out. Now, I am going to be going through some 1 card, 2 card, and 3 card combos in this deck, so like and subscribe and stick around to see them. But more important than that, I'd like to hear your guys' ideas for what you guys want to see. So leave me some comments down below with either deck ideas you want to see, some combos you want me to run through. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, this first combo is going to be our bread and butter combo in the deck. It's just 1 copy of Amazing Time Ticket, which we run 3 of. However, you could also do this combo if you just have 1 copy of Amazement Attendant Comica in your hand. So yeah, how the combo goes, you activate Time Ticket paying 800 to add Comica from deck to hand, and this is where I say if you already have the Comica, it can be pretty easy to do the combo anyway, because then you're going to normal summon your Comica, activating her effect to set a trap, and that's the full combo. You end with 1 Comica and 1 trap, which obviously isn't much, but you do forget that you're also going to have 4 other cards in your hand that are either going to be Arlecchinos that you can summon, or some other traps for you to set, giving you more interrupt. And this on its own is already strong because you have a negate, and then you've also got Comica to switch the target. So yeah, like I said, pretty simple combo, but let's get into some of the more advanced combos that require 2 or 3 cards. So this next combo is a 2-card combo that requires us to have 1 copy of Amazement Dominator Arlecchino and then 1 Amazing Time Ticket in our hand. Now, you can probably already imagine what the Time Ticket part's going to be, because the Time Ticket could just be a copy of Amazement Attendant Comica, like I said before. But yeah, let's go through the combos. So we're going to start by activating Time Ticket again, adding our Comica, and normal summoning her, setting the trap. And then we're going to activate Arlecchino in our hand, since we control another Amazement monster, allowing us to special summon him and add Amazement Family Faces from our deck to our hand. Then we're going to set the Family Faces, and that's the full combo. But this is a really strong board on its own, and we're still going to have 3 cards in our hand that could either be hand traps, or they could be in-deck traps, you know. It's brilliant, because we get 1 negate, and then we've got Comica to switch the target in case they try and dodge the negate. However, we also have Family Faces, which allows us to take control of the monster equipped with our Horror House. But that's not all. We've also got Amazement Dominator Arlecchino, which can quick effect target 1 monster on the field with more than 0 attack, but obviously you're going to target your opponent's monster. Then you shuffle this one into the deck, and we summon from our deck a copy of Amazement Director Arlecchino, which is a brilliant card to have because it quick effect equips one of our opponent's monsters with another trap. So that gives us another body on board, it gives us more follow-up, and it gives us more board presence and more interrupt, which I think is brilliant to have in this deck. So yeah, that's why this 2-card combo is so important in the deck, and why it's one you should definitely learn. But anyway, let's move on to the 3-card combo. Now, I know I did say this was a 3-card combo, however technically it's a 3.5-card combo because it requires you to have Ticket, Dominator Arlecchino, Delia. Those are our 3 cards, but then for Delia you need any trap to discard. But that's not going to be hard considering half of our deck is traps. So here's how the combo goes. First, we're going to activate our Time Ticket, adding Comica like I said before, normal summon Comica, set a trap. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we're going to activate the effect of Delia, revealing the trap in our hand to special summon itself, discarding that trap and then setting any other trap from our deck. I recommend Viking Vortex due to its effect to return to hand. Then finally, we're going to activate Dominator Arlecchino to special summon itself from hand, add Family Faces and set that. Then we're going to use the 2 level 4s to go into any rank 4. I would recommend Abyss Dweller. So as you can see, pretty strong board here. We've got the effect of Arlecchino to return and summon Amazement Administrator Arlecchino. We've also got Horror House, which is a negate. We've also got Family Faces, which can take control. And then we've also got Viking Vortex, which allows us to return an opponent's monster to hand. Now, finally, we have Abyss Dweller, which is a complete blanket, stops everything in the graveyard. Now, this is a very strong board on its own, but you're also going to have 1 more card in your hand off of this, and it may be a Pot of Extravagance that gives you 2 more, it may be more traps that you could set, but whatever it is, it's really going to add to the board, and that's why this combo is so strong and a must know if you're going to be playing this deck. Now let's do some testing of hands and see what we can come up with. Anyway guys, now let's test some hands. So this is the first hand. We've got 1 Delia, 1 Comica, 2 Rapid Racing and a Horror House. Now obviously it's not an optimal hand, we've got 2 of the same card and we haven't got Arlecchino, but let's see what we can do anyway. So first I'm going to normal summon the Comica. I'm going to activate her effect to add an Amazement card. Now we do already have 3, so I think I'm just going to set the Viking Vortex. Next we're going to activate Delia, revealing Rapid Racing, one of the 2, to special summon herself. Then we'll activate her effect to discard one of our Rapid Racing. See, that's what I meant about Delia unclogging hands. She just discards it if we draw double, so it doesn't really matter. Now we've already got 3, so I think let's set Thrill Train. Then I'm going to set the Horror House, set the Rapid Racing, and in this hand we're not going to go into a rank 4. Even though we do have 2 level 4s, these need to equip to our monsters for their effects to go through. So going into a rank 4 would remove the Amazement names, and therefore probably isn't a good way to go about this hand. But this is still really strong on its own. We've got 4 traps which all have effects. We've got a return to hand, we've got a banish, we have an increased level by 1 or a change battle position and shuffle into deck. We've got a negate, and then we've got Comica to change targets. Delia's a bit dead on this end board, but that's okay. Let's move on to the next test hand. So in this one, oh, this is a nice one. We've got Extrav, Time Ticket, Comica, Thrill Train. So let's start with the Extravagance to banish 6 and draw 2. I'm not going to activate the Time Ticket just yet. Okay, we draw Family Faces and Rapid Racing. In that case, let's activate Time Ticket. Now, I do think I'm going to be adding the Dominator Arlecchino in this case, because then I can normal summon Comica, activate her effect, set the Horror House, and then I can special summon the Dominator Arlecchino. I can add the Family Faces, just so my opponent doesn't know that that's one of the cards in my hand. And then I can set all of these cards. Obviously we do have 2 Family Faces, so we can only use 1. However, it can be good for bluffing. Then we've got Comica's Quick Effect, Arlecchino's Quick Effect, and 5 face down cards to activate on our opponent's turn. Well, only 4 of them can activate, but 4 face downs with a negate, a banish, the increased level or shuffle back, and then also Family Faces, which takes control. So this is a really strong board on its own, but let's see what we can get in the next hand. So here we are, guys, test hand at number 3. I'm going to start with activating Pot of Extravagance again, banishing 6. Not going to activate Time Ticket yet, as we discussed, because we're drawing Comica and Arlecchino. How lovely. So let's activate the Time Ticket now. I think I'm going to add the Delia here, purely because of the fact that we have 2 of 1 card in our hand. So I'm going to start by normal summoning Comica, and I'm going to activate her effect to set from the deck an Amaze Attraction Horror House. Then I'm going to activate Delia, revealing the Viking Vortex, and special summoning herself. And then we're going to discard the Viking Vortex and set... we've already got the Horror House, so I guess we set the Thrill Train here. Then we're going to set 2 cards, and we're going to pass our turn with Arlecchino in hand, which is very strong. Well, actually, we have Arlecchino in hand, which means we can probably go into our Abyss Dweller, because we don't need to keep these on boards, as we can end phase, and then whenever our opponent does something, obviously draw phase we got that, but when our opponent normal summons a monster, we can activate any of the Amaze attractions, and then that will trigger Amazement Administrator Arlecchino to special summon from hand, and then he's an extra interrupt on top of that, as well as being an amazement that we can attach these 2 to get their second effects. So that was a brilliant hand, guys, as you can see. But let's move on to our 4th and final hand. So guys, here we have it, our 4th and final hand, a lovely hand. As we can see, we can activate Extrav to begin with, banishing 6, not activating the Time Ticket because we might draw well. Arlecchino, Buffo, not really the best draws, but that's okay, we've got the Time Ticket, so let's activate that. Now in this situation we probably want to add Delia, just because we have 2 of the same trap in hand, which isn't the most helpful, but then we're going to normal summon the Amazement Attendant Comica. We're going to activate her effect, and we'll choose Viking Vortex. Then we're going to activate Delia, revealing Horror House to special summon herself. And then we'll activate Delia, discarding a different Horror House, or the same one, there's 2 of them, and we'll set Thrill Train. Then we can set Horror House, and this time we're going to leave these 2 on board, because we really need that effective Comica, and we need the Amazement names, but then we're going to go to our end phase. Now, I'm going to put Always Pause on for now, because I want to show you the interaction. So, if they try and do anything, like here, we can chain our traps, and for the horror house, we can activate it and attach it to our Amazement card, because then that means that we now have a negate on board. We can target an effect monster our opponent controls and negate it whenever we want for the rest of the turn. Now that's going to resolve, and then that will trigger the effect of Amazement Administrator Arlecchino to special summon himself from the hand. That gives us a third interrupt, and then his effect later on will allow us to target an opponent's monster and equip an attraction trap from the deck to that target. So as you can see, this deck is brilliant. The hands are amazing, consistent, the interrupts are really lovely. I'm a massive fan of this deck, so yeah. But guys, unfortunately that is the end of the video. Now, obviously the video wasn't as long as the last one, but that's because this was just a little combo tutorial looking through different things the deck can do, and I think it performed really well, and I think it really shows how well this deck can actually perform. But if you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe, and do comment whether you want to see videos like this of other decks in the future, because I have quite a few planned, but I want to know what you guys want to see as well, so please leave that in the comments. But without further ado, goodbye.